Let's have a conversation.
Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm sure I'll see you at one of these events again soon.
All time, we got Mark with the Mindful Reality podcast, who I've been a guest on, and it was a blast.
Thank you for having me, honestly, and I cannot wait to do it again. We're going to do this again in the future. I just know it.
What's up, people? Here we are again. Now, everyone keeps complaining about spoilers lately. This whole thing is a spoiler. I didn't put the name of the Power of Veto winner in the title. So if you don't like spoilers, I mean, number one, if you don't like spoilers, this is not the page for you. But if you really don't like spoilers, I do my best to title my posts the way that I title my post. In terms of stuff that's happening outside of that, stuff that's happening day to day. Oh, I'm going to post that in my community all day. Conversations that are taking place, little clips of things that happen, that's going to happen. But when it comes to competition winners, I do my best to, at least on the day of, not actually reveal that in the title, but these are definitely spoiler videos. Now, that said, welcome to my channel, Mindful Reality, covering reality TV from a mental health perspective. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified when I drop some more great content. Hello, Ama. Hi, Castwash. That was funny. I was just watching that. Hello from Canada. Which part of Canada? I was born and raised in Canada. I lived there until I was 16-ish. Okay. I revisited something right before I got on this live that I completely forgot about. But before that, I'm just going to tell you guys who won the Power of Veto. So I do have on my community post the people who win the Power of Veto, other than obviously Jared, Corey, and America. It was also played by Jag. It was also played by Cam. Who was the other one? Bowie. Jag, Cam, and Bowie were the three people who played. Be specific if you want to, unless you're not trying to be specific, but I'm from Ontario as well. Yeah, the 6 people who played were obviously the nominees and the HOH who play automatically. The 3 selections were Jag, Cameron, and Bowie. So, hi, Ed. So, the person that ends up winning, drum roll, please. Jag wins the POV. Jag is celebrating with America and Corey. I was so excited to jump on here because Jag talks about playing the game with honesty, integrity, and not lying to people. Correct? I just want to establish that. Because he's been spending all day talking about people lying, right? So he says that he's going to use the power of veto. They're deciding who is going to get it used on them between Corey and America. They're all playing together. So once again, he says he plays this game with honesty and integrity, right? I knew 3 hours ago as well. I was just taking a nap. He said he plays the game with honesty and integrity, right? So do any of y'all remember last week when Cameron was HOH? Cameron and Jag were sitting in the HOH room having a certain conversation. And in that conversation, Cameron says to Jag, when you go in that when you go in that eviction room, whatever it's called, when you make your selections for who you're voting to evict for the week, you go and you shout out all of your family back home and whatever. And he said, can you promise to me, if I don't put you on the block this week, that to all your family back home that you shout out, and to all of America, man to man, looking you in the eyes, that you will keep me safe next week? Jag is like, I swear on everything. I swear on everything. I can promise you, you have that promise to me that if I win, or maybe, it still applies. It still applies. Jag didn't even consider it an option to save this man. An option. He was immediately like, Cam is gone. Cam is gone. So therefore, where's the honesty and integrity in that? You straight out lied to this man's face. Not that I really care about Cam one way or another like that. I'm just saying, the hypocrisy, I'm telling y'all, the hypocrisy of this whole thing, because I've been watching him for 48 hours talk about this person lying and that person lying and this person lying. You lied to the man's face in the HOH room. You lied right to his face. Do y'all remember that conversation they had last week? Because I can pull the files where he promised him that if he didn't get put on the block, promised on his family. I mean, lots of people do that, but Jag always talks about the integrity stuff. Where is the integrity in that? He's having a victory dance already. Like, Cam's gone, Cam's gone. And being honest with y'all, Jared should be strongly considering keeping Cameron and putting somebody else on the block. He's not thinking right now because he was just talking to Cirie, and he was telling Cirie, you know, Cameron is the strongest of them, and without him in the house, they can't think for themselves, blah, blah, blah. Cameron already did his damage by getting out Izzy and by pulling Jared's card. So it doesn't matter if they weren't doing it before. Now they've done it. So now the game is exposed, and he can't play next week, and they're all very aware of that. They're all talking about this. So now you've got to be thinking of who would save you if they won. Frankly, you know Corey and America are guaranteed not your numbers. Guaranteed not to be your numbers. Guaranteed not to be your numbers. You know that Jag is very unlikely to be one of your numbers. Unless he's that stupid to think that Jag suddenly is moving forward and he believes everything he's saying. But that's 3 people already, right? That's already 3 people who are definitely not going to be your numbers. Who else? Felicia could be iffy. Mimi could be iffy. Bowie could be iffy. Matt could be iffy. But Matt has been leaning more towards the side of Jag and the side of America and Corey. So if he stays true to that, he could be over there. And Blue is very iffy. So the thing about this is, the thing about this whole thing is that Jared is very unprotected. And Cirie said that because he said, I could beat all of them. And she was like, okay, you could beat all of them, but you're not playing next week. And she's like, I'll try my hardest, but she hasn't won anything yet. So you got to think of the people who are most likely to win the comps, which could be Corey, America, Matt, depending on what it is, Jag, depending on what it is. I think those are the top 4 who would gun for the win and are capable of winning. Because I think Bowie would keep losing on purpose. Mimi might lose on purpose because they still know that they're not primary targets. So the 4 main people who could win and would try to win are all going to be better than Cirie, and all would want Jared out, most likely. So I'm sitting here and saying, if it's me, I would do that Hail Mary. If I was Jared, I mean. And I would let Cam stay. I put somebody else on the block. I would try to get rid of Corey. I would try to get rid of Corey over Cameron if I were him. I would. It doesn't even matter who, well, I was about to say it doesn't matter who he would target, but the only thing I just thought of is if he was like, I'm not targeting you, but I'm targeting Cirie. That's the only thing. And then I would say he needed to include that in the deal. But, he could include multiple people in the deal. He could say, you need to not go after Cirie, Felicia, Mimi, whatever, just to make sure that it's not just Cirie in there. But the thing is, you're like, who would he go after if he wins, right? But Corey's going after Jared and Cirie. America's going after Jared and Cirie. So those are guaranteed people who are going against you if they win. It always has been, and it always will be. I'm not going for that. I am not going for that. Nope. I don't agree with either of y'all. That's a technicality, and no, I don't like, if I thought of that technicality, but no, I don't think of it that way. Keeping Cam is actually good from Jared's perspective because he's one of those. That's what I'm trying to say. His target is the only one that's as big as Jared at this point. Without him in the house, the next person on the chopping block is Jared. I'm glad you noticed that. I'm definitely glad you noticed that, Charm Life. Jag is talking about putting up Mimi. Oh, so when Jared was telling her that was true, I didn't know. Because Jag said something about putting up Mimi and Bowie, or Jared told Mimi that Jag said he was thinking about putting up Mimi and Bowie if he wins, or if one of his group wins. So I didn't know that was true. Mimi is disappointing. That's kind of a crazy comment. Listen, I'm not protecting you from the comment section there. Putting up Mimi. Did Cirie say she wants to be put up? Because Ebony, would they let Cirie or Jared slide on a technicality? Because he was like, oh, Cirie said that I'm not the person who started this move. And he was like, but you were in those rooms, so you're guilty by association. That's a double standard right there. That's the reason why I'm not letting it slide. It's a double standard. It's a big double standard. Cirie and Jared said Bowie and Mimi go up next. Well, of course, they're hoping that's what happens. It could be the two of them sitting on the block. If Cam had won, she's tired of the game. And to be honest, if Jared is a target for the double, she'll want to self-evict. Even if she self-evicts. Oh, you mean after he goes? Because I was going to say, it's not like him self-evicting would save him. But I'm glad you said that exact thing, right? You're allowed to bounce checks. Jag Corey, America, and Matt and Blue sometimes have been sitting in the room for the last 2 days talking for hours about how bouncing checks is the craziest thing ever in the Big Brother house. So that's what I'm pointing out. Because I always say you are very much allowed to bounce checks in the Big Brother house. But they're saying Big Brother is a game of honesty and integrity. This is my point that I'm trying to make. Kind of sad. I don't want to see Cirie give up. I know. I don't like. I would, if she goes out, I want to see her taken out. I want to see her taken out. I would hate to see the game just break her to where she just leaves. That would be a very sad way for her to go out. Because, you know, it probably is her last time that she would really want to be on TV. I don't know. Maybe she would be on something else, but she's got a legit career. She's been on a lot of these shows. I think that she would be all right with never being on TV again. So I would hope that she would go out in a way that she deserves to go out, because whether people like her, hate her, whatever, she's given us 2 decades worth of entertainment. That's why she was invited back all those times, even though you could say she didn't win any of those, the Survivor anyways. There was a reason they kept inviting her back. The fans loved watching her. But you know what? I think the BB fans are different. The Survivor fans loved watching her. The BB fans don't feel the same way. I think the BB fans feel like she's invading their show. Some of them. I mean, I know some BB fans that love having her on the show, but I think that another group is like, this is our show. And to an extent, I'll be honest, I understand that, because that's the way I felt about these Big Brother, Love Island, and who else? Amazing Race, and whoever else was coming on the challenge. That's how I used to feel about them. I was like, man, get these people off my show. But after a while, you're like, this is just the way that it's gonna go. You know, you just gotta accept it. And she might not be the only crossover that they ever have on Big Brother. They might have another one. Probably not next year. They'd probably wait a little bit, I think. But Cirie is 53. I think she should be done with reality TV after this. Jag won the power veto. Rachel Riley told Cirie not to play Big Brother when asked for advice. Cirie is the Janelle of Big Brother. I can't think about it. You have to explain. You have to explain to me. Cirie wants BJ as a number. Yeah, she was talking to Jared about Bowie, and it seemed like she was kind of working Bowie a little bit. Cirie is she's so much smarter at this game than Jared, because Jared just, his arrogance and just the way he feels about himself makes him ignore the obvious threats around him. Corey has been a threat. Cam has been a threat. He was playing with fire when he started this Cam Red wedge, and just assuming that nobody was going to talk to him about it, and we were just going to move on business as usual the following week. By the way, shout out to the 39 people on here. These numbers have been consistently going up. And yeah, I used to have to put out these blasts hours and hours in advance and post them once an hour to get this many people on here. So I appreciate y'all. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. I'm on every day. I'm even on vacation in Florida, and I'm still on. If you're new to this channel, please drop a comment in there and let me know where you found my page from and where you're from. if you would like to, but I would like you to. Cirie seems to have the only. She did, yeah. She said that playing with her son. I think that was the selling point. I think if they had just asked her, "Do you want to play Big Brother?" I think that she might not have said yes. What did I? Where am I here? Okay. Jag is being dragged for using the veto. Who's dragging Jag? If you're talking about me, I'm not dragging Jag. I'm just pointing out that Jag was dragging Jared, Cirie, Felicia, and Izzy for the past 2 days for, oh, they're playing the game shady, they're lying, and this and that. And he sat here, and his life in the game was kind of in Cameron's hand, or at least him being on the block again, which I think was his life in the game after coming back from a twist. And he promised to him that he would protect him. Even though y'all are saying he said, if I win HOH, I won't put you on the block. But this is an obvious thing where he's the number one target. If Jag gets taken, Jag takes somebody off the block, especially because Jag's not available to put on the block. But I generally don't see anybody saying that. I say things that are different from everybody else. The Janela Big, yeah, I want to see. I want to know. I don't understand that comparison. I get people who complain about Cirie and Jared, but people rant about how they hate the show and it's a disadvantage. I said this. Remember I don't know, maybe you were not on there, but remember I made that whole video with that person in my comments who was like, oh, well, if you don't like it, then you don't have to read the comments. I'm just playing devil's advocate. If you don't like people complaining about it, then stop reading the comments. And I'm like, but I like watching the show. That's the whole thing. The comments is just a supplement to the show. I couldn't care less about what people are saying in the comments. I'm caring about the actual show. The only comments that I actually care about for the most part are just the people who come to my channel and comment when I'm doing these videos. But the general comments of the general community, I just scroll through those maybe 20 minutes, 10 minutes in a whole day. And that's only for the purposes of seeing if I've missed anything when it comes to my coverage. I don't do that for enjoyment or entertainment, and I don't even respond to most of those comments. Both are the greatest to never win, and their final appearance on reality TV. Oh, I see what you're saying there. But she just won the Traitors earlier this year. So she didn't win that show, but she did win a show, and she got a pretty decent bag from that. I think America has the potential to be the Janelle of this season. Could be. Felicia just told Jared Matt wants to be a 4. Multiple people are right after talking about, oh, all these fake alliances. We're all done with fake alliances. Okay, there's a 4 that she wants to make that she said Matt wants to be in with Felicia, Jared, and Cirie. Matt is supposedly supposed to be in a 4 also with Jared and Cirie and Blue. So he's solidifying 2 4s with Jared and Cirie, with one of them with Felicia and one of them with Blue. He's also solidified a 3 with he solidified a 3 with Jag and Blue. See why I say this guy is a very dangerous floater? Are you seeing that now? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Are you understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth? I see no path for Cirie or Jared winning this. Their backs are against the wall like crazy. It's like win or one of them is out. Virginia. I mean, in a sad way, like it feels like their prime years of playing the game is long gone. But you know what? I don't even think that Cirie's prime years of playing the game, I mean, prime in terms of age, maybe, but I don't think that her prime years of playing the game are gone. It's just that being a recognized name like that, she can never play the game the same way again as she could have when she was not Cirie Fields, who's been on like 6 TV shows. Did Cam play the veto? Yes, he did. And they said that Jag beat him by 40 seconds or something like that. So it was a significant, based on whatever the comp was, it sounded like it was a significant win because Cam said, like, you just did so well. I couldn't have beat you even if I made adjustments. Shout out to the 47 people in the chat. It's a lit Saturday night. I'm not sure. I thought I saw something about they were wearing like football jerseys and they were diving for a goal post and stuff like that. So it seemed like it was some kind of some sort of physical thing that involved running. Appreciate that, D. Hopefully I get to 1,000 by the end of the season. I applied for my monetization today, but I tempered my expectations because on my last channel, I had to apply 3 times. I'm hoping that this channel only requires me to apply once, but we'll see what happens. I don't know, but Jag is in a football costume. I guess he plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars now. I need to start doing like funniest comments of the night. But it has to be a thing where you can only win every other day. You're better than that, Ma. Matt is extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous, Tasha. Also, isn't Matt in a protection 4 with Jag? Exactly. You see what I'm trying to say? He's with the Jag Corey and America side. He's in 2 Final Fours with Jared and Cirie. He's in a Final 3 with Jag and Blue. Who else is he with? I guess the only people that I can think of that he's not with is like Bowie and Mimi. Those are the only people in the house that I can think of that he's not with in some capacity. And he's in there like, oh, there was this alliance and Cirie and Jared are with this and this and this alliance and they're good with everybody. And meanwhile, he's good with everybody in that and in every alliance too. But he's so low key that nobody's thinking about that. I stole that from my dad. He is riding in the middle like a champ for real. I might have to bump him up because earlier today I said Mimi's at the top of my list, but dude is in way more alliances than Mimi, and everyone trusts him. I see what you're saying about him being a dangerous floater. Yeah, if he's good, he is. The only thing that I've heard about him at all was people saying, I don't want to sit in a Final 2 with him. However, if you let him get to Final 3, he has a good chance of winning the final HOH, and you wouldn't have a choice. Otev was, oh yeah. It was Otev. Yes, you're right. I think it was Otev. So that nap scrambled my brain. My brain became the Scrambleverse when I went to sleep. I finished my fitness competition. I got home like 5 o'clock, and then I woke up maybe 8. But I was tired because I had a long day of traveling and all of that. Yeah, Jag won. Hey, Lisa, I don't know if you caught my early video, but I was shouting you out because I was like at about an hour or like a little less than an hour, I was like, I gotta go get ready for my race. And then people just jumped on in mass numbers right when I did that, right when I said that. And then I stayed on for like another 40 to 45 minutes. And I was like, where's Lisa with her timer of the time that I say I'm going to go off and the time that I actually get off? Matt is the new Cirie for real when you think about it. And he actually benefited off of this whole Cirie thing, because now with all the conversations that everyone's having, they're like, who can I trust now? It was like a reset where everyone said, who can I trust in a final pairing or a final 3, 4, whatever? And Matt's name was one of the names that everybody was like, oh yeah, I can trust Matt. The only person who's really paying attention to Matt is Corey. But I feel that now Corey has so many complications in this game that even though he notices Matt and even though he notices Mimi and he even tells them, oh, you're in such a good position in this game. You're in such a good position in this game. He's like, I got to get rid of Jared. I got to get rid of Cirie. I got to protect America, which I'm about to get to America in a minute, by the way. It's a big veto comp. Involves knowing days info and getting items with the answer, climbing a slide. No, I read it the same way you did, Charm Life. I think you read what is OTEV, and he said, was it OTEV? I think that's what he said. Was it OTEV? See Matt sliding to the end. Matt is gaming, and they didn't think he was gaming. I've been saying he's gaming. I've been saying he's gaming from early. OTEV isn't a time knockout style. I don't know if they were saying the timer said 40 seconds or if they were just kind of estimating that it was like 40 seconds. I don't know. I'm not sure though. It might not have been OTEV. I'm sure he has. Yeah, I had a live earlier this morning. It was lit. It was this morning. I did it like you're on the West Coast, right? So I mean, it was probably early for you. Wait a minute. I don't know. Matt got the chance. Matt got the real social game. He does. He does. That's his strength. That's one of his strengths. I'm not sure about that one, but I'm like, why would you think that Matt was going to hang out with you in the house? I mean, Josh was going to hang out with you in the house. Yes, we got 48 people in here. I hope that the likes are matching the comments. The viewers, somebody let me know, because as you guys know, I can't see the likes via StreamYard. So somebody let me know what number of likes you see in here. The math better be mathing, y'all. The best thing for Matt was, that's so true, because he was so like love struck with Riley that he would have thrown his whole game away because of how he feels about her. For real. That is so true. What other shows do I watch? I watched the Challenge was the show I started on when it comes to competition shows. I love the Challenge. It's still my favorite competition show. I can't get into Amazing Race. I tried. After I started this page, I mean, not this page, but after I started covering reality TV, my subscribers told me to watch Survivor, and I've been watching Survivor ever since season 42. So I've watched 3 seasons now, and I never watched Survivor all this time. And I never thought I would like Survivor, just like I never thought I would like Big Brother. And now I like both, because the first thing I was ever covering on here was the Challenge. I literally woke up and caught the live as soon as I woke up. What is 16 is the answer to what? It says there are 8 likes. Even if it's 8 or even if it's 16, y'all need to do better because you already know what I'm about to put up. It just takes me a second to find it.
What sense does that make? The math is not mathing.
Yeah, y'all got to make that math. I expect 50 likes on here for the 50 people that are in here. Don't make Mimi come back. It's good. And if you want a season to start on this season because there's lots of Big Brother players in there. There's a lot of Big Brother players on the current season of the challenge. My mom never liked the challenge a day in her life, but she watches the Challenge USA. She watched the Challenge USA and loved it. And she watches the Challenge USA 2 and she loves that too. This is a lifetime person who watched everything but the challenge. Amazing Race, Love Island, Survivor, Big Brother, all the other shows, but she didn't like the challenge. But now that all her people are on there, she loves the challenge. My birthday is October 3rd. I mean, October 2nd. Look at me pushing my birthday back a day. My birthday is October 2nd. I gotta watch the other. Somebody told me of one of the seasons of the Traitor. I think they have, what is it, the Traitor Australia or something? I think somebody said that on one of my lives. The Traitor Australia is really good. I gotta start watching some of the other country ones. I came on earlier. I have 9 likes showing. Listen, I appreciate y'all hopping on, but we need this algorithm to reflect all of the people that have been joining these lives. We need this algorithm to start algorithming. I'm just opening my own YouTube to see what I see. Okay, so I see 32. We're getting close. We're getting close. We need another 17, 18. I saw the Challenge USA last year. I want to get into it this year, but I have a lot of, it's a lot to be honest. So the person who asked me about the challenge, who asked me about the challenge? Before Danny Cap. Yeah, before Danny Cap, right? I stopped my challenge coverage this year. I still watch it religiously, but I stopped my challenge coverage just because it's too much. Once the Big Brother season starts, it's so hard for there's no way that I could give you this much Big Brother coverage if I was trying to cover other shows. It's impossible. I don't have the bandwidth for that. So I'm like, during the Big Brother season, this is it. When the Big Brother season ends, you'll see me covering Survivor. You'll see me covering The Circle when it comes back. I'm hoping I'll put it out in the air. I'm hoping that when The Circle comes back, I'll be able to do something again with Sam from The Circle, like some sort of virtual reaction party to the first 4 episodes. We'll see what happens. I'll ask her. You never know. I haven't seen Mimi talk to the cameras in a while. Mimi's more invested in the game now because she's like, I didn't leave my husband of what? I think she just said she just had her 2-month anniversary while on the show. So it's like, I didn't leave my husband of must have been days when she got in the house because they're like day 50. Yeah, they must have been married a couple of weeks. There's always websites that put those things on, but I have not watched one of the other country seasons of the Traitors yet. but I want to. I love the Traitors. If y'all watch the Traitors, I think you guys who have watched it understand the mastery of Cirie Fields, because Survivor is a produced show. So even though you get to see some of Cirie, it's limited. I mean, the Traitors is a produced show as well, but the thing about the Traitors, she chose to be a traitor. You have to watch the show to know. It's hard for me to even, I have to explain the whole thing for you guys to understand what I'm talking about. Oh, the challenge is your favorite too. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. So you're a new Big Brother fan too that got addicted like me. Jared said to Felicia, Matt is good with everyone. I saw that. I was watching that. But even though they're saying that, they're not seeing him as like a top target. Oh, you've seen Traitors Australia. How did you see it? Traitors season 2 of Traitors Australia. So it must have been people on this channel who told me that. Let's see. I forgot about Circle. I like that too a lot. I love the Circle. I love the Circle. For those of you, I'm about to. For those of you who haven't seen my interview with Sam from this most recent season of the Circle, I'm about to post that for you here, and you can give it a look. Save it. Give it a look when you're done here, or when I'm done here. Let me see if I'm able to pin this. I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. Especially considering both Survivor. I know, right? It's going to be hard for me to even watch the shows, let alone the coverage part of it, because they're starting, I think, next week. I think they're starting next week. So there's going to be an overlap for about 5 weeks or so with Big Brother. Man, it's going to be hard to fit. I said this before to one of my friends. I'm like, it's going to be hard to fit Survivor into my watch schedule. Where are you from, Adelita Hatton? And thank you so much for saying that. Where are you from? Is Traitors similar to Survivor? No, not at all. So like a basic, yes. The Mole is the best comparison. It operates differently, but it's a similar concept. So the Traitors has Traitors and Faithfuls. So at the beginning of the show, the host selects 3 people that are going to be traitors, and they do missions and competitions and stuff. So what happens is they all get around a table at the end of the day, and they all vote for who they think is the traitor. They have a conversation, and then they do like a public vote on who they think is a traitor. So if they get one correct, then the traitor, I mean, whoever they vote out goes. But if they vote out a traitor, then they will be told, yes, the person confirms, like, yes, I was a traitor, and then they go home. And then, but then if at the end of the night, I think it's if they vote out a traitor, I'm trying to remember if I'm saying this correctly. I think if they pick a traitor correctly, the traitors can't kill somebody at the end of the night. That's what they're calling it. And I think that if they vote them incorrectly, then the traitors get together in their secret location and decide who they're eliminating from the game. And then everybody wakes up in the morning. It's like this big game of Clue. And Cirie did it. Cirie was like, I was so hoping to be a traitor, whereas the other people were like, I don't really know about being a traitor. I don't really want to be a traitor. because you have to keep lying to everybody all game. Was I also on Chris? Chris with TNT lives? I don't know who that is. Oh, you're talking about Cass Wash. I don't know who that is. I mean, I don't know who Chris with TNT is. I thought you were talking about me. Yeah, by the way, y'all, I'm trying to see if I can pin this comment that I just put up. If y'all liked the circle, you will love this interview that I did. Why is it not letting me pin it? There we go. Yeah, I pinned it. That's my interview that I did with Sam. Give it a look. I haven't seen any other country. You're welcome, teacher. I don't know if you're one of the people that complain about the titles, but I'm listening. Traitors Australia was on Hulu the first season. Oh, really? Maybe I'll check it out. Thank you. Traitors New Zealand is good too. I watch both. Nice. I got night classes every day except Friday, so I'm gonna have to dedicate a lot of my time to these shows I love when I just want to. Yo, it's so crazy how I sacrifice sleep. I sacrifice my sanity. Yo, I forget what day it was. Wednesday, whatever day that it was that Cam was like, I'm gonna blow this mother effer up. I was so anxious that day, not because of the show, but because so much was happening and I was trying to I was working. I was on the clock because I usually just have the feeds on in the background, and I had a lot of work to do. I had a training to do. I had something that I had to do after work, and I'm like, I'm missing all this coverage. I'm like, when am I even going to catch up, because they're not stopping? And then this Jared and Corey argument comes on, and I'm like, I can't look away, but I have things to do. When am I going to have an opportunity to even catch up with this stuff? So the show started with 3 traitors, and actually, you'll know one of the 3 traitors. Cody from Big Brother was one of the 3 traitors on the Traitors US. He's one of the 3 traitors. So they started with 3, and then when they successfully got one out, I think they added another one. Yeah. They added another one, and I think at the end of the show there was 4. There was 4 traitors at the end, because they added one and they gave one an option to join them or not. And the person chose to join. I actually met Kyle from the Traitors, and Kyle was like, they edited a lot of my footage out, but he said, I called all 3 traitors. He said, I knew who they all were, and I said it multiple times on the show, and they didn't put it in the footage. I thought that was interesting. Kyle is from a show called Summer House. I've never watched Summer House. However, I interviewed a therapist that was on the show giving people therapy on that show. Her name is Carrie Moore. It's on my other channel. I feel like I should start transferring some of those things to this channel. Corey was terrible at lying. He looked like he was about to throw up. I'm sorry that I'm so behind on these comments. So it's like the show Killer Camp. I haven't seen it. I love the circle. Traitors. There are 3 traitors. They start with 3, but if a traitor, they actually ended with 4 in this first season of the US version. I was a mess this week. The house just needs to. I know, right? When I'm free, if that conversation happened, if all those conversations were happening on Saturday, on Sunday, I could just sit here with my popcorn and just enjoy. and watch for hours like it's the best movie that I've ever seen. But it happening while I'm working, not ideal, as one of my friends used to say. Not ideal. Ebony, I realize that I'm actually gonna. I just remembered since you're on here. I realize I'm not gonna be available for the episode on Sunday, on the episode tomorrow. So if you have the opportunity to do something pre-recorded before then, let me know. If not, that's okay. I should have clarified. I meant how many different international versions. Oh, I don't know. Somebody tell me how many international versions there are. All right, y'all. Where are we at? So what are your predictions? Do you think that Jared is going to use... do you think that Jared is going to do what he said he's going to do and put Cam on the block? Do you think there could be some alternative thing that happens? He throws somebody else up there. Do you think Cam is going to try to influence Jag? I think Jag's going to do what he's going to do because he's convinced that he has numbers. Is that a good show? I haven't watched any of those Bravo shows. It's cheesy. It's nice that you're just trying to shut your brain off. Jared is definitely putting Cam on the block. It's UK, New Zealand, and Australia. Okay. I always hear about this Australia one the most, though. So I definitely, in the off season, I'm going to watch Australia. Do you all think the Jag is going to use it? I think that's no question, unless Cam is able to influence him, which Cam seems to have the ability to do. But as of now, I see no reason why he wouldn't use it. He's putting someone else. Oh, you think so? You're welcome. Who is Jag using the veto on? They're deciding. But right now, he's saying that he wants to use it on... who did he say he wanted to use it on? America? Oh, I'm so glad that you actually asked that. Because America and Corey were having a conversation a few hours ago when I was watching the feeds, where Corey was like, I have to be honest with you. I haven't been playing the game for us. I've been playing the game for me. He was like, I don't want to give some kind of false impression that I've been making the best moves for us in the game. He's like, I care about you, but to be quite honest, I've been doing what's best for me, and I will continue to do what's best for me. And me, like, winning the game is the number one thing for me, but you're a close second. That's what he told her. So what he was telling her that for was to basically say, I would rather Jag take me off the block because I think that I'm a bigger target than you, even though he said, even though I think that Cam is going to go home regardless, I just don't feel comfortable with me sitting on the block. So they haven't really decided it yet. Getting America out is a wasted HOH right now. But getting Corey out would not be. Is Cam going up? He needs to put Cam, not Cirie. Oh, he's not putting Cirie. Cirie said that he should put her up if Cam wins. Comerica is campaigning for Jag to stay off. You mean going forward? I think America already knew. Yeah, well, in the conversation that they were having, he said he was basically saying that he's admitting to her because she has been telling him that, like, you're playing for you, which is funny because people kept saying, oh no, he's playing for her and he's saying all that stuff about effing America, this and this and this, and she's playing stupid and all that as a smokescreen. And I said, some of it might be that, but those late night sessions with the people that he trusts, no, I think that was legit. And I think he also had mentioned before using her as a shield. We got 55 people in here. Please hit that like button. I personally am seeing 38 likes. We got 57 people in here now. I'm seeing 38 likes.
What sense does that make? The math is not mathing.
I gotta tell you guys, when I saw her, I was watching that live. That happened at like, must have been 2-3 o'clock in the morning Eastern, and I just happened to be up watching her whole monologue in the room, in the storage room. I not only posted that on this page, I posted that on like multiple groups that had nothing to do with Big Brother, and everyone thought it was funny. Even people who have no idea who she is thought that was funny. That meme is timeless. Mimi. That meme is so timeless. Like, I should save that on my phone and send that to people. I can use it at work. I can use it at wherever I'm at. I think Jared will end up putting Blue up as a replacement if she spills it. Definitely. We know Jared. He's petty. Who won HOH and Veto? HOH. Yeah. Jared and Jag, respectfully. Jared, HOH, Jag, Veto. Blue was saying she wants to put up Jared. She was, but we don't know. I think Blue is floating, seeing where things go. 44 likes. Okay, we're getting better. The math still ain't mathing, but we're getting closer because I see 57 people in here. So Corey spent weeks trying to keep her calm. I figured he fully recognized it because if things came out too early, his game would be hurt. You love Corey, Charm Life. Seeing Mimi meme is so confusing. Just like seeing Ma is angry that Twitter hasn't been deleted yet is confusing. So you win some and you lose some. See what I did there? We got 60 people in here tonight. It's the whole everything of it, because I've heard that before. I mean, it's a term that people have been using, but just her sitting in there by herself on the kitchen counter, like, the math is not mathing. It's just classic. It's just so.
What sense does that make? The math is not mathing.
Plus, thus far, YouTube lets me post that unlimited. I shouldn't speak that in the air. Before they say we caught 3 seconds of this Big Brother clip on camera 4. Yes, I see what you did there. Not funny. My name is Gorgeous. Okay, so from now on, instead of calling you Ma is angry, I'm going to say, hi, Gorgeous. I thought Blue and Jared were a thing. If Jag thinks Blue will go up, he might not use the veto. But there's no indication of him using it on Blue. I don't know where that came from. Maybe you're talking about in future weeks. Oh, but he said if Blue reveals the secret. Yeah, that's different. You know Jared's going to pack her up and get her out of there. If she were to ever reveal the secret, he would go nuts in that house. He would go crazy on her. Shoot. And she knows that. I think she knows that. She knows about his temper. She knows about his overall demeanor. It's just YouTube lets me put this clip up unlimited. Final. Don't even say that. I shouldn't have even put that comment up. The words YouTube and copyright give me PTSD. All right, let me see. The Mimi reel is describing every parent trying to help their kids with their homework. I remember my dad used to try to help me with my homework, and he was very smart, but sometimes he'd be looking at it like, this is what y'all kids doing nowadays. I do enjoy Corey. Yes, I know. I know Charm Life. Anything that I can say about him that he does wrong, you have a counter excuse for him. So I know. Blue is trying to go closer to Cirie. Because she's trying to play heavy in the middle. She's trying to play heavy in the middle. I think Blue is close to spilling the secret. She's been hinting, I guess, about it to Jag and Matt. Anything beyond y equals mx plus b is beyond me. I don't even remember that. I remember a squared plus b squared equals c squared. All these physics formulas and geometry and all this stuff, that is long gone from this guy's head. Like, if I really dedicated myself to it or something, I'm sure I could relearn it. But if you put a child's math problems in front of me right now, I'd be like, you got it. Google it or something, kid. That's not true. I mean, I don't have kids. If I had kids, I'm sure I would make a valiant effort to read the book and learn what they're trying to do, but I don't, and I'm not a teacher or anything like that, so it's not one of my obligations, so it's long gone from my head. I think I suffer from best of a bad bunch syndrome sometimes. Jared and Felicia were just contemplating putting Jag up next week. If any of the mamas win the HOH, they think they can reel in Matt and Bowie Chain. Contemplating if any, that's a big thing though. If any of the mamas win HOH, that is not very likely. My kids' school literally sent a letter. Did anybody have my mom used to actually do homework for me sometimes. She'd be like, oh, how's the homework? And I'd be like, Mom, I don't get it. And she would be like, oh, just give me the book and show me what you have to do. And then she would come back with the answer sometimes. And she would be like, oh, but you got to promise me that you're going to read and understand why this answer is this. And I'm like, yeah, Mom, of course I will. Oh, man. My mom got me through school. Well, elementary school. I was not around my mom in high school because I was in a dorm, but elementary school, yeah. Mom was the MVP. I think she already told Matt, for real. Proof that we'll never need this in our lives. Thank God I don't use anything that I learned in school. The only thing that I learned, what did I learn in school that I still use in my life? Oh, that's so bad that I can't even think of an answer. If Google existed when I was a kid in school, like a kid, because I know it existed when I was maybe high school or so, but that was still when they had dial-up internet and all that. If it existed the way that it does now on the phone and all that when I was a kid, I would be so stupid right now. I would be so dumb. I would Google everything. Because every cheat that you could use in life, I used it when I was in school. Every possible thing you could do to cheat, I did when I was in school, but there was so many less options back then. I had all the Spark Notes books. I had everything that you could think of. Beyond middle school, I never asked my parents for help. Yeah, I didn't get that same help beyond middle school, but well, for me it was elementary school. The way that the Canadian system was for me was kindergarten through 8th grade was considered elementary school. Then high school was 9 to 12. My mom was the if Johnny has 5 apples type. Good evening, Miss Nappy Kid. My mom would for me too, but she wasn't the patient type. My mom was the patient type, very patient with schoolwork. My dad was not at all. I am so sore from this race. I'm a math freak. I was doing trivia night on Wednesday and I shockingly, when they had Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader on, I was like, I know none of these answers. Is this what 5th graders are doing nowadays? And the host would keep calling them stupid. I'm like, I don't know none of that stuff either. I'm like, those 5th graders would smoke me in anything. Any category, those 5th graders are smoking me. I would feel happy if I got 2 or 3 points against them for real. Even though it's not really fair, because number one, those are much harder questions than when I was in 5th grade. And number two, if you're going to compete against top students, like very smart students who are actively in 5th grade right now, and you're like 40 and haven't been in 5th grade since, whatever age you are in 5th grade, 10, 12, I don't know, 13. You haven't done it in like 2 to 3 decades and you're going against some genius that is in 5th grade. That's unfair. They could tell if the parents were helping. You know what? I think so. There's some things that is just, they can't prove. Like if your parents are helping you with math problems, the answer is the answer and the formula is the formula, right? I think where they could tell my mom helped me, I remember we did this science fair project that my mom helped me with, and I won the contest because there was a contest for the best one. And all the kids were like, oh, his mom helped with that. His mom helped with that. And I'm like, my mom didn't help with that, but I knew my mom helped with it for sure. Then we would have smartphones and dumb people. Well, we kind of do. BB. Who's BB? Oh, BB as in Mr. B. Got you. Matt is loyal to, but why? Oh, it's still, let's see, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock over there, or like 7:55. I got you. Matt is loyal to Jag, but not as loyal to Corey in America. Matt sees his path to winning is with the Mamas and Bowie. But how could his path? Oh, maybe because of the fact that they can't win comps. Because aside from that, I don't see any other reason why he would think that would be his best path. It would be nice if Jared was smart enough to put Blue up as a non-replacement. If he threatened that, you know what? That's an interesting one. I haven't heard that before, but that's interesting. You might be onto something. But I mean, if he did that, he would lose Blue's loyalty. All right, I got another 5 to 10 minutes on me. They could tell if the parents were helping to carry the numbers are there and they don't. Oh, really? Interesting. My mom had a learning disability, so she couldn't help me with math. My dad tried to help with the info. But the strange thing for my dad is that he was a math whiz in school. He was top of the class with his math. But when it came to looking at my math, he was like, the math is not mathing. Because like y'all said, it's not just a matter of what's the answer, because my dad would know what the answer was, but he would know his way of finding the answer. And they would have their own formulas. And you know how they always said, show your work, and they would grade you on the work? That was the issue. He's like, I'm not trying to learn your way of doing it. I was thinking about that lady contestant who got mad saying, I thought Europe was a country. Is that on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? True. They would ask something like, what is the name of this? I know, right? I'm like, these questions are Jeopardy questions. Some of these questions. These are like Jeopardy college week questions type thing. And I'm like, yo, these fifth graders could probably be in college right now, passing tests and top of the class and having a 4.0. Big, yeah, I got that afterwards. When I was in, you know what? I learned so much. This is random, but I learned so much from Miss Frizzle on the Magic School Bus. Whoever made that show, shout out to you, because especially science, I hated science with a passion. I didn't like anything science, biology, chemistry, physics, like all that stuff. I hated all that stuff. But when Miss Frizzle got in that bus and shrunk down, and the bus flew into somebody's mouth, and we're going through the small intestine and the large intestine and all this stuff, and we're learning about the digestive system from within their body, I'm glued to that TV. You couldn't tell me, like, watching that was like watching any of my favorite cartoons. But listening to my teacher, nah, that was a nah. I was uninterested. My father taught math to most of my teachers, so they passed me anyways. They passed me because they were scared to fail me because of him. How are you supposed to do it, Danica? I only left elementary school 7 years ago. Yeah, Ma is young. Ma's a millennial. Your dad is like mine. He's amazing at mental math, but trigonometry or algebra or any silly, stupid stuff, he can't do it. My dad went off on my teacher because I couldn't learn her way, but he taught me another way to do it, and she marked my answers wrong. The correct work thing used to drive me nuts. I'm like, the answer is right. Listen, did y'all watch the show Boy Meets World? 2 reasons why I'm saying this. 1, because I found there's this thing called Pod Meets World, where they have a podcast where they go through the episodes. They started doing it live. The person who played Topanga, Danielle Fishel, Ryder Strong, who was Sean, and Will Friedle, who was Corey's brother. I can't think of the name right now. Eric. He was Eric on the show. They're having this thing at the Hard Rock Cafe in Orlando tomorrow where they're doing that live. They're going to be there, and I've signed up today to go over there, and I'm so excited about that. That's random. But it's not random because Mr. Feeney was the best kind of teacher. Because everything that Feeney taught on the show was abstract. And everything that they teach you in life is like black and white. We're teaching you how to do math. We're teaching you how to do English class. We're teaching you how to do whatever, whatever, and whatever. But those life lessons that Mr. Feeney gave, man, that's the type of stuff that we needed to be learning. because everything doesn't work like that. And there's so many things that go on with people outside of a school environment that are not even examined. Like, I remember when there was a point in my life where it was tough and I had like abandonment issues and my grades dropped. They plummeted and they were A's all the way through. And then all of a sudden I was getting D's and F's. And they didn't even really try to examine the social aspects of the reason why my grades were steady and consistent, and then all the way down here, and I started getting all these detentions and all this. They didn't care. It was just like, oh, Mark doesn't pay attention in class. Mark skips class and he does this and he does that, and he's not a good student and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, there's so many things missing. I mean, I don't know what TV is like today, but I mean, I don't know what school is like today. I was reading your comment and trying to finish my thought at the same time. We would always watch Magic School Bus. Actually, I remember that wheel cart TV and them rolling in the Magic School Bus. I was so happy those days. I'm like, this is the best. They made a new one. I am on it. I'll watch it today. I will watch the Magic School Bus today. I'll put it on Netflix tonight, as a matter of fact, if I can find it. I think Matt's going to throw this HOH. I learned English and music from a friendly giant. Thank you for the spoiler. It was fun. Yeah, I'm going to bed in like 5. 5 for real. So these are all the last comments I'm reading. My kids' school is a part of a university college of education, so they're always doing advanced and new teaching with our kids. So we had the new math about 10 to 12 years ago. I love Boy Meets World. Yes, and I'm going to be fairly close to the stage too, so hopefully I get to meet them, but I don't know if it's just a show where you get to watch and then leave, but I'm excited. They just happen to be in Orlando right now. Greatest show. I loved that show. My 11th grade teacher was lenient. She marked minor mistakes. You know what I loved? I was lucky about, actually, is that my accounting teacher in college, I remember we had this final project where we had to do T accounts. We had to balance a company's books, like a hypothetical company, not a real company, at the end of the year. All the stuff you have to do with the books at the end of the year. And I spent hours and hours working on it, and the numbers didn't balance. So I was like, oh, shoot. If the numbers don't balance, that means she's going to give me an F. But actually, I got like an 85 or something like that, because she didn't give me an F because of the numbers not balancing. She looked at the things that I incorrectly put in accounts payable and accounts receivable, and she did it on an individual basis. So it was like 85% of my work was right, and she just took off 1 point for the final part being wrong, and like a point for each of the things that I placed in the wrong spot, which might mean something to somebody and it might mean nothing to most people if you don't know accounting. I named my travel channel Ebony Meets World because of that show. Yeah, cult classic. I love that show. I don't live in Florida, but I'm in Florida for the next 2 days. Oh, that's what you asked. Yes, I'm in Florida. I'm in Orlando. Not quite. You're close, though. I live in Queens. Brooklyn's not too far from me, though. Jared should work with Cameron. I don't know why he's not taking that deal. I said that, too. Like, you got to break them up. They're dangerous to have in there together. Oh, this happens every night, Ma. I mean, not every night, but this happens a lot of nights. And honestly, it's one of the things I appreciate about this group is the fact that I can start talking about Big Brother and we can trail off for 40 minutes on something else, and a lot of you just stay here. I know some people are probably like, I'm getting off this guy's channel. I'm not here to talk about Miss Frizzle, and I'm not here to talk about geometry and all that. But at the end of the day, we all have lives outside of the show. So I didn't bring those topics up. Y'all did. It just brought my mind to those places, and I just responded. Yeah. I'm headed to bed as well. As always, thank you all for being here, actively participating. I appreciate all of my subscribers, the new ones, the old ones that have been here for a while, anything in between. On your way out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, comment on this video after I post it because it helps boost me in the algorithms. So I'll be back here for sure at some point tomorrow. We will catch up. Big Brother player Cliff Hogg has a Monday night live stream at 8, and he has a similar thing. Oh, that's interesting. Good night, Holly. Good night, Ed. Good night, Susan. Good night, Charm Life. Good night, Ebony. By the way, I promise y'all that I can read better than I do on here. But it's just like the comments are coming so fast, and sometimes, and it's small, and I'm trying to read the comments. I'm thinking of various things that I'm trying to respond with, and that's why I stumble along so much. I mean, I do that sometimes in general, but I do it more on here. Can't get my words straight. Good night, Ma. Good night, Cast Wash. It's fine. Enjoy your night. Good night, Delima. And we will talk in AM. Oh, just to remind y'all, I'm that thing that I was talking about. The reason I mentioned it is because it's going to be at 7:30. And I think the Big Brother episode airs at... Oh, I think the Big Brother episode airs at 10:30 this Sunday. So it is a possibility that if it's done before then, that I can actually come back and see it. I didn't think of that. I forgot about that. But just to throw it out there, it's a possibility that I might not make the episode tomorrow, so I might not have a live after it. So we'll see. Play it by ear. I'll definitely shoot an update on my community page to let y'all know. And have a good night.
So you literally were one of my very first followers. And then when you followed me and I, followed back, I was like, this dude is cool. Like,
if they say talk to your manager, you just say, you know what, talk to the hand. You don't need to be on my podcast. But yeah, dude. Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you. I always get a kick out of talking with you on Patreon. You have a really good, view on everything.
That wasn't planned.
You know what?
Thank
but
you.
I like this Canadian.
Well,
I like this one.
well,